Here we go. You're on.
We're live.
How exciting.
They're going to close the door, so I'm not super loud for everyone. So I will introduce us. I'm Sam Kelly. Joining me today is Chris Dudley and Tom Satterley, and we are live. This is our first time for Trans on Auction Properties, Trans on Driggers, and Trans on Alderfer to watch an auction as it concludes. So here we are.
Yeah, you've had some exciting auctions already this morning with a lot of activity. So it's nice to jump on these towards the end of the day. And you also have one going on in Gloucester, Maine. New Gloucester, excuse me.
Yeah. So Chris, tell us a little bit about the property that we're selling right now.
So this is one of two that we were doing today. I primarily do estate work, and this one was this woman inherited a house that had some challenges on 4 acres. So it had lots of really positive things, metal building and lots of other stuff that happened. And so she was going to try to do the work herself, but then at the last minute said, "Oh, thanks, but no thanks, man. Can you help me?" And so we did, and our reserve, we've already blown right past that. So that's exciting.
Always exciting when you get above the reserve.
Yeah.
So our
and there's a real market for this kind of property
Mhm.
in Florida.
It's one of the things that I was sharing with a lot of people is the fact that, yeah, it's 4 acres. Yeah, the house has got some challenges. The man had had a 1972 mobile home, which he built a big block addition to, and it was not complete. But it had a 25 by 35 metal building. It had some carports. It had 4 acres. It was fenced. It was, a lot of the other stuff, things that came with it for
Yeah.
somebody that was handy. So,
Very sweet. And just again to point out, although you handle lots of different kinds of real estates, one of
mhm.
your real passions is helping out estates, and you do it so well. And so share with folks that process and what it's all about, and how you help folks that may not even ever see this because the kids are up north or whatever.
Right. It's so funny because one of the lawyers calls me his Swiss Army knife. If there's I can handle it, everything from starting with the personal property appraisal, helping them sort through the things that are in the house, take it all the way through to the end. And it works out wonderfully because they have somebody they feel comfortable with and they can trust. And they know are here that are going to walk in. I mean, and that's a double edged as far as with the buyers and the sellers. When I'm talking to the buyers, they're calling me from up north. They'll see the videos, the walkthroughs, but just to know that somebody's here local and has walked the property and knows the community really helps on both sides of that fence. So I know we did one last year where the people they were snowbirds. They had a place here in Florida and they also had a place in Virginia. And we used a partner office up there to sell that one. So that was very cool too.
One of the many aspects of why we belong to Transon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just great to have a really good bunch of people. Yikes, we're at 15 minutes and 16 seconds.
So Chris, how many so share with us if you can, how many bidders do we have?
I think we have there is several that are registered to bid. I think we have 6 or 7 watching live right now. The bidding started on on the November 13th, the very first day it opened, and opened up at $30,000 and has increased over a period of time. What's kind of fun is watching it when it gets to the last day and how it gets exciting in the end. So um, we've had some really good interest in this property. We've shown it a couple of times, and people come in with their boots and walk to the back and come back, tell me how many deer tracks they've seen, and it's been fun.
One of
Are
the fun
any of
things that
these Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the things that I really enjoy is if you notice watching the bidder numbers. And by the way, everybody should know that this is public information that you can just sign on to Transon. You don't have to be a registered bidder. You can just sign on and watch these auctions and see how they run. But one of the things that's really exciting for us, and I'm sure it's true for our clients, is when you see a brand new bidder number pop up. Because
Yeah,
it can be two people going back and forth, two numbers, if you will, going back and forth. And then all of a sudden a third one jumps up. And as a person who's been a bidder, it doesn't make me happy when that happens.
Well, even this morning I came in, I went, oh man, there's three new people I haven't had a chance to speak to. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going on the phone, I'm calling and want to make sure they understand the process, understand the properties. Um, and I think that came from because at the last minute, 2 days ago, my seller found the blueprints because there's been some questions, was this permitted? Yes, you can go look at the property appraiser's thing. And, there's just a lot of questions because it's not totally completed on the addition. But the minute we found out she had those blueprints, I ran and got them, scanned them, popped them up on the website, called everybody, hey, check it out. And that made an extra level of comfort. So the more information you can get to share with people, take the scary parts off of an auction table, like getting the title work done up front, making sure that they get clear title, being able to see it, knowing everybody's on the same terms and conditions. It makes um, it makes it a really cool way to buy and sell real estate.
The other part of it, and I jump in on not to monopolize this conversation, Sam, but one of the things that technology allows us to do with the Transon website is just what Chris just pointed out, and that is, it's a continuum. And so when we find things like Chris did with the new blueprint, we can throw that up and let everybody know that's taken a look at this property
Yeah.
that there's new information. That's pretty special, to be able to continually provide information to prospective bidders and make them comfortable so that like on the last day, somebody gets comfortable and can jump in.
And the other thing that we found that really helped, originally the seller was going to have the personal property auctioneer come pick up the things because it was a tractor on there. There's a foosball table, but some tools and some other fun things. And at the last minute, we were doing so well with real estate. She said, "No, leave it," because there were lots of people asking about the tractor. So again, another reason to reach out and share the information and tell them, this is what's going on. You get the tractor, you get this and that, and having a relationship with both the buyers and sellers is hugely important. It's not like you're getting in there and letting the computer do it all for you.
I would just say, since people are joining us, we do have a few eyes that I can see. If they have questions, they can type them in, I think. So we'll look for those, but I haven't seen any questions come through. But one of the things I think that's amazing that we don't talk about enough is that everybody is on the same level playing field today. So every bidder has done the same deposit. Every bidder has been given the same information in our property information package. Everybody has the same information. There's nothing that one party has over another. And everybody can see it, totally transparent. Unlike many times in a traditional environment where you're bidding against something and you do not know what the other bids are. In this case, everything that's happening is on the screen. Everybody can see the same thing, whether or not you are a registered bidder or, as we were saying, logged in and bidding for yourself. Like, it's all the same. There's nothing hidden.
Right. I mean, that really helps. I mean, when my daughter was looking to buy a house over in Orlando, and that's when it was multiple offers being having coming across. Sorry about my stuttering. You could never ask with a general real estate. So, what's the backup bid? What's the contingencies? What's the acceleration clause? Tell me so that I know that I can be competitive with whoever's there. They don't do that. They don't do that. And what we do makes it so much cleaner, clearer, fairer.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Chris, right now your high bid is 125, and your
Yes.
Um, increments are at 2,500. So with
Mhm.
10 minutes to go, do you feel any need to change those or anything as we kind of talk about it? Just so
Uh,
everyone knows, we have the capacity as auctioneers to change our increments
mhm.
based on what our sellers want and what we feel in our experience we can do. Right now, Chris's increments are at $2,500. Earlier today, they were at 5,000. They may have even been at 10,000. So that
Yep.
is typical that they'll change.
Yeah, we will probably drop them down. I usually drop them down as we get closer,
Okay.
just so we can get started. We're at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. It's almost like a horse race. The coolest part, too, as far as being on the phone while this is live, is we have that soft close. So if somebody thinks they're going to get in there and bid 1 minute before and snipe it, you can't do that because it just extends 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. That way, everybody has a chance to really consider what they're bidding and add to the level of what they're willing to pay, and it just extends. And I'll say it might close at 102, it might close at 122. I just never know.
So we also, as we mentioned, we have a couple different. We had a lot of auctions happening today. We do have one in Gray New Gloucester that I'd love to also look at. Chris, I know that's not your sale, but we've all been watching it. It's pretty spectacular, fun house. I
Yeah,
call
I
it the
love it.
baby boom house. So if you
Hmm.
don't mind, I'm just going to check it out and see how that's doing too, as we multitask here for a second. So that's also had a little bit of last minute action. You can see at 1250 there was a bid of 390. So there's a lot of different bidders on that one too. Now we can go
It's,
back to yours, Chris.
oh, that's okay. It's fun to do that. I've been doing that all morning, back and forth. You know, because I'm from Maine. I actually looked at that one in Fort Kent where you saw the Canadian line. You could buy that land and be across in Canada if you wanted to swim the river. But
That's not too late, Chris. You can still get in on that.
oh yeah, yeah. I drove to Fort Kent one time because my mom was born up that way. I was glad I did it. Looked at the planets all the way up, but I was glad I was to get back. Here we are. We're at 7 minutes and 54 seconds. Everybody's holding on. Um, how many green eyes do you see on there?
The one thing that we can see, everybody who's asking, we can see number of bidders who are on and live. It's not always totally accurate. So, technology is what it is. So we can sometimes see. In this case, it looks like we have 7 registered bidders who are live. That means they might be hovering on the screen. It could also mean they forgot to turn their computer off. So it's not perfect, but it does look like there are a lot of people hovering in Chris's case that have not bid yet.
Well, it's fun. This is a fun piece of real estate because it has so many different aspects for somebody that wants to live without having any rule, without having any HOA, who might don't mind living next door to the neighbor who has the chickens and the pigs and the goats and all that. No pigs, excuse me, chicken and goats and horses. And also the big buildings, if you need to store something, that's perfect for that too. There's a lot of really positive things about this property, even though it's going to need some elbow grease. It's what I affectionately call a gut and go.
No,
How do
I
oh,
think that's a great saying for it. And again, um, this is a perfect property for an auction such as this. Not only with regard to the auction methodology, but also to be able to do it online because it gives the opportunity for folks that have the inkling, the talent, the ability, but most importantly, the desire
Mhm.
to live in Central Florida and at a price that they can afford, that they can get in on. So. This is like we say up north. It's a big damn deal.
well, and that's what we were saying earlier today. For those of you, we're just tuning in now. We did not live stream earlier, but we sold a couple of houses. I shouldn't say sold. We had auctions for a couple of houses, one in Ocala and one in Beverly Hills, Florida. Both of which I think the Ocala house, the price point was 187.5. I'm here in Westport, Connecticut today, and I can't say that you can buy anything for $187,000. And then the other one is in Beverly Hills, which we're working hard to get done. That has not met the reserve yet, but with any luck, Chris will get it done. That was
Well,
also pretty
the,
inexpensive.
we just got a bid, so
Oh,
it's
my
we're
goodness.
still alive
Yay!
and cranking.
One
Chris,
twenty seven five. There we go. I'm so excited. They can right now, if they want to follow it, they can just go to transon.com. I tell everybody when you get to the main page, type in Florida and they'll give you all the Florida houses that you see right there.
I
Find
think,
this
Chris,
one
that
and get
I
on
can
it.
put it right here in the
Oh,
comments.
that'd be cool.
Let's see if
but
that
Yeah.
goes.
the other thing you can do just like that is to go on and then do the tab that says buy, and then go to online auctions, and you'll come right to this. And then you'll
Okay.
see New Gloucester and other ones. The one
Hey,
that's
we
up in
got another
Beacon.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
and we got another
so
bidder at 140.
yeah,
Ooh,
she wasn't
big
playing
jump, kids,
games.
big
She
jump,
really wants it. So she just jumped that bid right up. Went from 127.5 to 140 instead of doing
big
the
jump.
Yeah.
$2,500 bid increments. So another thing that's very cool. Sometimes people will ask me, what does the line mean when you look at your bids and there's a line through? That means somebody you can do a max bid just like on eBay, and the computer will bid for you. And so when you're watching the bids and a line through, it means that a reserve has, not a reserve, a max bid has been put in, the computer bids automatically for it and it goes to the next one. This lady really, really wants this property 140. So we'll see whether or not, because again, different strategies, right? Don't you have bidder strategies are one of the fun things about doing this business.
100%. And everybody has their own little thing. Like in live auctions, some people like to wait in the back and try to pull it off. Other people like to be up big, and be up front, and so everybody sees them bidding strong until they get to their number, and then they hide away. But the same kind of strategies can be done here. We've seen them when people have opened large, and then we've seen people that just waited until this last 4 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, they wait for the last second, make me chew my fingernails. I just tell everybody, don't wait for the last 2 seconds because, sometimes technology doesn't keep up as fast as we hope it would. I've had people call back upset that they've missed a bid because
So
they
you
waited
just
to the
had
last two
another
seconds.
bid.
Yeah, we're still going.
We gave
Oh,
a signal. So,
Ray Thompson.
and then
Woohoo.
again, wait,
Oh,
shame.
no,
Sorry.
we got some activity,
We'll edit
kids.
it out.
Hope you guys
Sorry.
are all watching at home.
We're
Yeah,
all so
all
Get the
kind
excited.
of fun.
popcorn.
145. So yeah, we've got some people that are happy. And let me share another thing about this.
Well,
So
before we do that, do you want me to lower your increments? Or you
no, I
want
think
to
we're
hold
good.
at 500?
Where are we?
You have 3 minutes and you're at 145. Your current increments are 2,500.
Yeah, I think we're good for right now.
Okay, cool.
And then actually, when we get to if we pop into the soft close and it moves through, we'll drop it down to 1,000. How's that?
Okay, cool. The
Yeah.
other thing I would share, just like as anyone who's watching us live, we are there's like a minute delay. So it's a 2 minute delay.
Hmm.
So what you're seeing on Google on YouTube live is 2 minutes behind what we're doing right now. Just so you know. So we will watch it end first, and it will keep going.
Woohoo. It's kind of like a horse race. When it gets into that soft close where it has the 2 minute extensions, we all start counting those seconds. It's very excited. One of the things I want to share in reference to the level of bidders and the people that are in here, I'm still so old school. I started selling real estate in '81 when we walked around with our compasses and our walking wheels, and you never went without a full tank of gas. But I still love the old school where we send out the postcards to the neighborhood. Three of these bidders that are on here right now are from that neighborhood, as well as people from all over the country. So we get people that buy it strictly off of the videos, and people that buy it because they
So you just
they
had another bid.
notice.
I'll just interrupt.
Yeah, no, it's great. 150. We're now
150.
1 minute 40 seconds.
Yep.
So we're down to the countdown
And I'm dying to check on the other one, but I won't turn away.
because it's so close.
Yeah.
Well, the other one is having similar activities. A bunch of people are jumping in, and you see some, as Chris noted earlier, there's some with some maximum bids because we're getting some lines.
Yeah. So I did just check over, just so everyone knows, for my baby boom house, and that's at 410. Again, they're both ending at 1. And now we'll go
Wow.
back to Chris's.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes it really exciting to watch it all.
You can see.
There we go. We got another
So
bid.
1 minute.
Yeah. Oh,
155 and counting.
she's just jumping right on there. That's what you get. And we haven't hit the second things yet. So we might even have some other people that are just sitting back watching, and then they're going to jump in, and it's so exciting.
How much time left, Sam?
So I'm showing 1 minute and 42 seconds. And as we know, Chris alluded to it earlier, but let's talk about it. And we just went up to 155, I believe.
Yeah,
You are correct.
155.
Yeah.
Yay.
So as we get into these last couple minutes of our auction, the soft close that we were talking about is that we, unlike eBay, do not allow anyone to snipe in last minute. We always give them the final opportunity to make sure they can get their bid in. It's definitely better for us and better for our seller. And so if someone bids in the last 2 minutes, we auto extend another 2 minutes until all bidding is complete. So right now we're at 1 minute and 7 seconds, and the high bid is 155.
Got it.
Here we go. Another one, 157.5. Here we're looking for 160. I almost want to start calling. We went from 155 to 157.5, looking for 160. Anybody want to give us a
There you
160?
go. Chris, I've never heard you call a sale before.
Oh, I used to be the one that would climb up on the back of the tractor to sell the real estate. I haven't done it in a long time,
I
but
mean,
it
maybe
is.
we need to do that.
Yeah.
I would also say, I think, as my dad would say, you've got new blood. So
Yeah.
like, you've had
Oh,
some
that's
bidders going back and forth. Obviously, we're not going to say who it is, but you just had a new person jump in, which is really fun to see.
yeah. Now I've actually shown this person a couple of times on this property. This is the gentleman that you helped me with because he was bidding on mine
Oh, yeah.
and he was bidding on the other one that sold yesterday.
He
And
was
so we
not
had
the high
to,
bidder of that, though.
No, he was not because he was really wanting this one. He's on vacation right now in Florida and watching the auction and bidding on the auction. So this is kind of cool. You know, that goes back again. We're having relationships with both the buyers and the sellers, communicating with them, being clear and concise on what it is we're selling. One of the great things about selling at auction is that we get to really become involved with our people.
It's always about the story, but again, it shows the value of being able to do this online, so that some guy on vacation can continue to bid without messing up his family's plan for the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I believe you just got another bid at 162.5.
That's a fact.
So again, Chris, share with us. I know we mentioned we're way above the reserve. What was the reserve?
Oh my goodness. So she inherited it. She thought she would be able to do the renovation work, got in there, got started, realized how big of a project it was for a single woman to be able to do all that work. So she just called and said, please. And she was looking for 60, $70,000. I said, I think I can do better than that. And here we are. How
You know,
exciting.
while we're waiting, just for the fun of it, Chris or Sam,
Oh, we
both
got
of you
another bid, 162.5.
getting better all the time.
Y-
Give a quick, you know, explanation on how somebody becomes a bidder.
So when they call me, I always tell them to, go to Transon, type in Florida, find your property, look at that property, download the property information package, become well informed because we share a lot of data. We share a lot of data with them that'll take the scary parts off of doing an auction. And then I always want them to watch the videos. I explain to them about how we use a credit card hold on. That's how I do it. Everybody's a little bit different based on what they are doing, and then make sure that they're oh, we got another one, 165. We're 165. Shoo. So they got to go. They have to go through that process, and one of the things that I share with them, because a lot of times with what I'm doing, I have a lot of brand new people who have never ever bid on an
And we
auction
just got
before.
another bid, so I have to just interrupt you on that and say
Because
165. I'm learning how to be like a sportscaster here.
yeah.
But I did also get a question that came in.
Uh-huh.
So this is a special request from Mike Carey. So I'm guessing it also has to do with his sale. But one thing that I'm going to talk about is if you have the same bid as a max bid. So again, those max bids are the ones where you see the line crossed out through them. So say somebody's max bid was 170 and you also bid 170, the max bid always wins. So it's another reason to do the max bid because if for some reason at the very end there was what we thought might be a tie, the max bid will win.
It gives you a priority.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
become a VIP with your max bid. We
Yes.
give that little special add-on for somebody that's willing to put that out there. The
Yeah.
other part, everybody may not know what a credit card hold is, but it's the same thing when you check into a hotel and they want to know your credit. They want to see your credit, what your credit card is, and they put a hold on it depending on how much money you might spend, and then they charge it to you and it goes away. In our instance,
30 seconds. I'm sorry,
we
go
put
ahead.
a, no, you're
No,
doing
you're
fine.
allowed. And
We're
just so
put it.
everyone knows, New Gloucester is still going too.
Yay. 22 seconds, 21. Yeah. And then, going back, I'm sorry, 17 seconds. I tell everybody go in early, put a bid in early when it's low. Yeah, we got another bid. We are at 167.5. So we got some more time to chat. So, one of the things I tell people, the new ones, get in when we open the bid because I open it low. Opening it low gives you a chance to practice, get your technology stuff out of the way. And then when the last day comes, or if you want to bid during the week, you can do that. But you're ready to just get that big bad bidder finger working and push the button.
But the other part people should know is that there is no charge. If you're not the high bidder, your credit card hold is immediately released. So there is no charge to your credit card. It has no effect on your credit rating, et cetera. I just want to make sure people that have never done that feel comfortable about that process, that it's transparent and in no way costs you money or does you any harm with regard to your credit rating.
Mhm. So just to be excited, so we're $100,000 above what our reserve was.
The power of auction.
Yeah, and it's fun because, but it doesn't, obviously it doesn't always happen that way. But being able to do the marketing that we do on a national level, the one that I sold last month, the fellow who bought the house on the water bought it from viewing it on the from the videos, and he was in Colorado. And he was one of our regular customers that watched our website. So it's not just local people that are going to be buying it. We have local marketing, statewide marketing, and national marketing. And there have been times where I've talked to people in other countries. Oh,
The
20 seconds.
So let's see. Maybe
We're at
this.
172.5. It moved again. There we go. One more
Wow.
bid.
big,
Oh,
a quick $5,000 increment. Hey Sam, while we have a chance, how's New Gloucester doing?
Let's see how New Gloucester is doing. Looks like New Gloucester is at 455, and I can't tell if that's in overtime or if it's done. So I'll check on
No,
this site too.
no, there's still time because
Yeah,
that's
he's
at
got
105.
40 seconds, so he's still.
yeah. So Anna must be watching it because she just sent me a text and wow, just capital letters WYOW. Wow. So I'm sure she's excited. I'm sure my seller is just going to be so happy. And she's so happy just because we took on a lot of the problems, took the stress off the table for her, and just made the transition and the process simple. And it took a while for her to have that level of trust and believing because things are new and different. And she's like, why did you put it in? Why did you open it up so low? Or why did you? And when you explain the auction process and what happens, it really starts to make sense and generating that interest and activity and that I got to get it. I've got to get it. Attitude is what drives bidding just absolutely crazy and why auctions work so well.
Yeah, I want to add that you pointed out how well you've done for your client, and obviously the reserve was particularly low for this property, and that showed their motivation that they
Hmm.
wanted this done.
Hmm.
But it doesn't necessarily. We don't want to leave the impression that this people are overpaying here. That's
No.
also the value of what we do, because what we do with this process, as we're showing right now, is that you're showing what the fair market value is at 108 in the afternoon on November 20th for a property in
I
Homosassa,
think we just
Florida.
ended.
Did we just end? Oh my goodness.
So what?
Yay.
So not to interrupt you, Dad, but I think we'll all say together that the market value is Chris. What's the market value on this?
So the backup bidder was at 167.5 and she jumped it up to 172.5 because she was determined that this
Yeah.
was going to be the high bid and the owner of this property. So I am excited. I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to be calling her next, gathering all the data and also calling my seller. I think there's a cocktail in my future for that with
Thanks
her.
for joining us, Chris.
Well,
Thanks,
please
everybody.
share. Yeah, but please share our congratulations
I
and
will.
best wishes to your client and to the successful bidder.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It was amazing. It was so much fun playing with you and watching this during this process. I'm going to type in my thank you note to my people that all followed. And then wait for the next one. We always got new stuff coming. Always got those other houses in the pipeline. So if anybody else wants to play with us, come on in.
Awesome.
All right.
So I'm going to kick you off. Let's see if I can do that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I kicked her off, and then before we sign off, I figured we'd check and see what's going on with Gray New Gloucester, which looks like it's still going. Maybe not.
No, 455. Looks like the top number at 105
All right. So
Eastern Standard Time.
that concludes all of our auctions today. We hope that everyone enjoyed joining us. Dad, any parting words you want to share with
No,
everyone?
I think I hope we demonstrated a whole bunch of different aspects of what we're able to do with technology and how we make sure that it's very transparent for people, whether you're in Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon. and that how the process works and how it works so well. So thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy the day and think auction.